Okay, we're back. I think this is Wednesday. I think, right? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start uploading on Sunday, so this should be Wednesday in the week. So it's Wednesday. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I'm talking to you from like the previous Tuesday. Or no, Monday. It's Monday right now. I'm talking to you from the previous Monday. So hopefully you're having a good beginning of March. I'm having a good end of February. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into some new stuff here. So we're level 20, which means we get access to a couple more things that we did not have access to before. Mainly, we got a new hero.
Doesn't get hotter than this.
We've got, oh, her name is Gwendolyn, by the way. Her attack is a flamethrower, so she's pretty cool. We get to check out this tab now, which we did not have before. This tab is going to be the events tab. It's going to be daily challenges, daily advanced challenges, and daily co-op challenges. Bloons races, Bloons odysseys, boss events, collection events, boss rush, and contested territory, as well as this featured tab which has like merch and store stuff and all that stuff. So this is all cool stuff. The daily challenge is important because I actually need a bunch of these for the completion of some achievements. So we'll come back to this sometime. But basically, you get a custom challenge that somebody made, somebody in the community made. You get a choice of heroes, I think. You get a selection of monkeys that they choose for you. Then you get a set of rules that they choose for you. And then if you beat it, you get a set of rewards that they also choose for you. Now that resets every day. And so does this challenge, which is an advanced challenge, which somebody also made. They choose a hero for you, they choose a set of monkeys for you, and as well as their upgrades. They can even specify what upgrades you buy. They set the rules, they set the map, and they set the rewards. That also resets every day. So we'll come back to this later on. And there's a co-op challenge, which is the same thing, but I think you can only play it co-op, but you can create a match or join a match or do a quick match and, see if somebody is also doing a quick match. You get a reward and same thing, a set amount of monkeys, set hero, set map, set rules, all that good stuff. And then we have a race, which functions a bit differently because it's like the daily challenges in that you get a set amount of monkeys that you choose from and a set map and set rules, but there is a certain button that you can use in the race which skips the next round or skips to the next round. So if you're in the middle of like round 10 and you want to skip to round 11, you can do that. So you'll have to deal with the rest of the balloons on round 10 and round 11 at the same time. And if you're feeling confident, it's a race, so you can skip like 10 rounds at a time, but you'll have to deal with all of those balloons at the same time. So it's kind of interesting. I don't really know too much about it. I haven't really tried that much, so we'll get to those at some point. We have the Odysseys, which are basically a whole separate game mode that resets every few days or so. I want to say like every week, maybe. I don't really know. But basically you have a set amount of maps that you have to beat in a row on each difficulty. So on easy you have to beat 3 maps in a row. On medium you have to beat 4 maps in a row. And on hard you have to beat 5 maps in a row. And on top of that you get certain rules. Like here you can see it's on hard mode, and you have alternate balloons rounds, which is a certain game mode, deflation, which is a certain game mode, standard, hard mode, so on and so forth. On top of that, you also have a set amount of heroes that you can choose from. You only get one hero like usual, but you can choose from any of these 7. You get a set amount of monkeys you can choose from. This is not all the monkeys, so you know you get only a certain amount of monkeys to choose from. And I want to say this is all the powers in the game, but I don't really know. So yeah, you're kind of limited in that way. And on top of that, I'm trying to see how you can. Hold on, I'm trying to see how you can change it, but oh, here we go. So this is where you actually choose the monkeys that you want. It's kind of confusing because everything's so limited and like so different from the base game. But basically, you get your hero spot, which you can choose your hero. I only have the choice between Quincy and Gwen right now, so let's say I want Gwen. And then you get your monkeys, and you can choose between any of these monkeys here on the side, but you can only have 11 different monkey types at any given time. So if you go in order, that only gives you Dart Monkey, Boomerang, Bomb, Ice, Sniper, Ace, Mortar, Dartling Gunner, which we have not seen yet, but that is his name, Dartling Gunner, Ninja, Alchemist, and Druid, which I will talk about in just a minute. But you don't get any of these ones because there's no room for any of the rest of them. So you have to pick and choose between, you know, your favorites or whatever. And you only get a certain amount of each one. So this 1 out of 5 up top here means that you can only have 5 dart monkeys on you at any given time, meaning that if you want to spam a dart monkey on a map, you can only spam 5, and then on the next map you can only spam 5 more. So let's see how many we can fit on this boat if we want to spam 5 of each. You get 5 darts, 5 boomerangs, 5 bombs, 5 ice, 5 sniper, 5 ace, and 5 mortar, but only 2 dartling gunners and then 1 of each of the rest of them. So again, you need to pick and choose which ones you want, because if you want to play a map that is like good for the sniper monkey or something, and you want 5 sniper monkeys, well then you have to give up a couple of the rest of the monkeys, which might be a problem on some other maps. So it's a bit of a challenge, it's a bit of a puzzle, but it's pretty fun, and you get a good amount of monkey money and trophies at the end of it. And this is where you actually get most of your trophies. You're going to get trophies from Odysseys, and you use these on cosmetic items. And you also get these currencies, these like totems thingies, which I will talk about right now. So that's the Odyssey. Kind of confusing, but pretty fun. You get a boss event, which is completely different from the rest of the game, because you have to take down this whole big old blimp thingy, which has way too much health, and it has special attacks and all that stuff. And you can do it in normal mode or elite mode, which is just hard mode pretty much. And this event resets every couple days as well with a new boss. There's like, I don't know, like 10 different bosses in the game or something. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I don't really know what's up with this. You get, what is this? You get the boss event, and then boss challenge, which is a different boss. I don't really know what's going on with this, but I guess you could just fight 2 different bosses of your choice. I don't know. So that's cool. You get your collection event, which is where you spend these totems that you get from completing maps and different events. And these are limited events which come around every couple weeks with different collection items. But as you collect the different items, You can open these mystery boxes and get different insta-monkeys out of them. And as the mystery boxes get better and better, as you collect more and more totems, the insta-monkeys will also get better and better. Now these are pretty much free because you get them the same way you get any monkey money, and you could only spend them here. So as long as you play the game, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a couple free insta-monkeys, which is pretty nice. And then we have Boss Rush and Contested Territory, which I am not familiar with as much as I am with the other stuff. And it looks like there's nothing going on in either of these events anyways, so I can't really talk about them. But when they're active, I will make sure to do that. Let's see. These buttons here on the side are basically just those events, but like in the menu. You got your Odysseys, your collections, races, your bosses. So that's all the same. It's just in a different menu for some reason. I don't really know why, but that's that. We still can't access this because we unlocked that at level 30, but we unlocked the monkey knowledge also at level 30. So we still can't get to that stuff quite yet. But that is that. I'm just gonna keep chugging along through the beginner maps for now because we still don't have all the monkeys unlocked. But I will definitely hit these up soon. And now we have all the intermediate maps unlocked. So if we want to move on to these later on, we can do that. But we just cannot do that right now. So let's go ahead and keep on with the beginner maps. This is actually going to be our tutorial map. But now we're actually playing it for real this time. So that's cool. Now we have Gwendolyn. And her main attack is the flamethrower. And you can tell she has a different voice and everything, different voice actress. So yeah, that's all cool. All the different heroes have different voice actors and actresses, and unique abilities and all that stuff. So that's all fun and games to do.
Sweet.
And the next monkey on our list is going to be the Druid, which is another magic monkey. And his whole deal is that he shoots out these wooden thorns or spikes, and later on he'll be able to incorporate more magic into his attacks, with each path being a different type of magic. So top path is going to be like storm magic, like lightning and tornadoes and stuff. Middle path is going to be like nature magic, trees and vines and stuff. And then bottom path is going to be like rage magic, and it just gets kind of mad. And if any other druids are near him, they also get mad and attack harder and faster. So that's pretty fun. Kind of encourages you to play that tower a little bit differently than other ones. And it looks like we got another hero here named Striker Jones. We'll try him out in a couple games. But I want to use Gwen for a little bit, because I do like Gwen. And for the Druid, I typically like to go middle path with the nature magic. But eventually I'll show off all the different paths on all the different monkeys, but especially for him. So at this point, we only have one more category of monkeys to chew through, that being the support monkeys. And as the name suggests, most of these monkeys don't really offer DPS, or like a main attack line, but they will support the attack line, and they will kind of be very important in terms of like buffing other monkeys or earning you extra money, or just helping thin out the Bloons offenses. So that's all cool. That's all fun and games.
All right.
Looks like we're getting some Bloons through the exit here, which is not great. No, but we do have that upgrade that I wanted. So this is some of the nature magic that he has. So I did top path, which is that like storm magic, and he'll shoot out like a bolt of lightning every once in a while. And then he has this thorn attack, which he can actually use anywhere in the map. But for his other attacks, the Bloons need to be in his range. So he's kind of split in his attack pattern, which is pretty cool. I saw some camos getting through, so I'm just going to place a ninja over here so we can take care of those.
What? Yes.
So I didn't really get to talk about Gwen too much, but like I said, her main attack is a flamethrower, so she can pop leads by default because fire pops leads.
Sweet.
And her attack will set other Bloons on fire, which gives them damage over time. So even if she doesn't pop them herself, her fire might do the job when they're out of her range. And her activated ability shoots out a Molotov cocktail, which stays on the track for a couple seconds, and anything that passes through that will be popped. So if she gets overwhelmed, she can just pop that and pretty much take care of anything else that gets through her attack. So here we go. We got our first support monkey here.
What's up?
Got our first support monkey, being the Spike Factory. Now this one is cool because it's going to be like the mortar, where it just kind of stays in place and doesn't really, or not the mortar. Well, kind of like the mortar, but more like the Spike Factory. Oh my god, I'm like tripping over my words right now. It's kind of like the mortar, but it's also like the tack shooter, because it doesn't move, and it only does this where it shoots out a bed of spikes in all directions. You can't tell it to attack certain Bloons. It doesn't aim at certain Bloons. So that's something. And you can upgrade it to shoot out different kinds of spikes. So we got like bigger stacks of nails, faster production. Later on you can do like white hot spikes, so we can pop lead balloons because they're, you know, they're hot and they melt the lead, so on and so forth. I'll use that that tower a bit in the next map here. But it's pretty cool because you know, if you really don't know what to place down, you're like, oh well, I've got so many choices. You could always just place down a Spike Factory, and it'll just chill out there and take care of a lot of stuff for you. And it won't really, I don't know, it just doesn't really take up too much attention, I don't think. It's pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and save up for that. But I am going to explain a little bit about this map, because even though this is a beginner map, it's like surprisingly complicated for some reason. I do think it's one of the newer maps, so maybe that's why. But this map is interesting because, as you can see, we don't really have much space to put down any towers. But as the rounds are progressing, you can see all these trees are getting chopped down one by one, which is freeing up space for the monkeys to be placed down near the track. Now we do have this space up here, which you can place monkeys on at any time. But otherwise, I mean, you just kind of have to wait for all these trees to be cleared if you want to place stuff near the track. And on top of that, you have these weird symbols, like these blue darts and these pink stars and the yellow gears right here next to the spike factory. And you'll also have like these green arrows on the trees, which will be left down once they're chopped down. And all that means is that on the blue spaces, you can only place a primary monkey. On the pink spaces, you can only place magic monkeys, green on military, and yellow on support. Hence why I place a spike factory on the gears here, because that is where it can be placed. So if I want to place like a magic monkey, like a druid, on the darts, on the blue darts, I can't do it, because that space is designated for a primary monkey only. So this map is interesting in that it's just kind of complicated for that reason. I don't know why they made it like that, but it is like that, and it's just kind of interesting. And on top of, you know, specialized placement areas, you have these little symbols that kind of pop out every time a tree gets chopped down. Like you'll see it right here. This one has a price tag for some reason. And you can see that when you click on the number sign next to the plot. This one has a price tag. This one has a bongos. This one has a dart. This one has a comic book, like punching visual effect type clip art thing. And what that means is that every time you place a monkey on a specific space, it will get buffed based on what that symbol is. So Gwen... Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say Gwen gets a certain buff because she's on a space, but looks like she does not get a certain buff for some reason. Anyways, the Spike Factory does. Got this little dart symbol, which I'm pretty sure means it gets extra attack damage, or maybe pierce or something. So every time attack shoots, or not shoots, every time a balloon gets hit by attack, I think it does twice as much damage as it usually would or something. I don't know. Or maybe one attack is good for 2 hits instead of just 1 or something. Something of that nature. I can't quite remember right now, but something to that effect. This one is similar. I think it's like more damage. The price tag means all the prices on all the upgrades are discounted. And the bongos means that attack speed is increased. So on top of you needing to coordinate where you place your towers, you can also coordinate what buffs you get on each tower. So if you want like discounted prices on a dart monkey, you can just place it right here at the beginning and you'll get discounted prices. So yeah, I don't know, this map is interesting and like surprisingly complicated, but it's still fun. It's still pretty easy, and not really too much to worry about. Just gotta plan out where you place all your monkeys. Here we go. We got another support monkey. Got a monkey village. Now the monkey village is also interesting because it does not attack at all, and rather the only thing that it does is buff other monkeys, and by buff I mean like make them stronger. So it's not really doing anything to the spike factory right now because it's just out of its range. But once I can, I'll be able to upgrade this village and upgrade its range, so it will be able to affect the spike factory. Yeah, there we go. And what it does by default is boost the range of any nearby monkeys. And as we upgrade it, it will buff more and more. So by default, it's buffing the spike factory's range. And as we go on, we'll see it buffs. It can also buff attack speed. And for certain towers, it will also buff attack range, attack power, money generation, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty versatile. It can be pretty pricey, but that is for good reason. I don't think I'm really going to spend too much time talking about the monkey village because its uses are kind of advanced in most circumstances, so I just don't really need to use it right now because I can kind of take care of anything I need to take care of without it. But when I start using it more, I'll definitely start talking about it a bit more. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. Okay, we're still good. I thought we were about to lose, but looks like we got it handled. Alright, so that was a good use of her ability there. We was kind of getting overwhelmed by the wave of balloons, but that was able to take care of it pretty easily. But yeah. That's the spike factory, and a brief overview of the village. I'll probably talk about that more sometime, but for now, that's good enough, I would say. Let's see, we still got... What do we still have? We still have Banana Farm and the Engineer to unlock, which will probably unlock this game. So we'll just keep using the same setup we just used last time.
With enough fuel and air, everything burns.
Spike Factory, Village, Gwen. I think I should mention, you might have noticed there are a few towers which are still not unlocked, despite us having gone through the rest of that tower's category. Like this guy right here, the Dartling Gunner is locked, even though we have all the other military unlocked. This one, the Mer Monkey, is still locked, even though we've gone through all the magics. And then there's going to be this one, the Beast Handler, which is also going to still be locked despite us going through the support monkeys. And I'll talk about that soon. But basically, I think the devs did that because they're newer towers. So for more experienced players, which theoretically would have had those unlocked, like by the time they released. They made them have special unlock conditions, so those players would have to like grind a little bit to get them unlocked. So it's kind of interesting, but we'll get those unlocked eventually. It's not too bad. So we got our village boosting the Spike Factory's range. I'm actually gonna get another one to boost Gwen as well. I gotta save up for that. Each one costs $1,000, which is relatively pretty expensive compared to some other towers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Fireball. Fired up.
So now we got 2 villages, so we should probably be getting a good amount of XP for both of those. Now we got our next support, which is going to be the banana farm. Now the banana farm is a bit of a game changer for a couple reasons that I will get into once I buy it. But the banana farm does not attack at all. It takes up a good amount of space, actually. It's a pretty big tower. And it costs a lot of money, too. But it doesn't attack at all. And I will show you why in just a minute. So, the whole thing with this is that they will generate money for you, and that is their whole function. So, as the rounds progress, you'll see that the banana farm will drop bunches of bananas on the ground. There's one, another one, and as you hover your mouse over the bananas, it will collect the bananas and just add money to your cash total. So, as we upgrade the banana farm more and more, it will generate more and more money, and that's pretty much its whole thing. And you can imagine it pays for itself pretty quickly. It's already generated almost $300 for us, and again, as we upgrade it more and more, it will generate more and more money. So if you're running more expensive towers like the Spike Factory in the village, like I am right now, it's pretty helpful because it just generates extra money that you can put into the towers. And I say it's a game changer because with more advanced strategies and late game strategies later on, stuff gets so expensive that you kind of need banana farms to generate money for you. Otherwise, you just can't afford to buy some of the upgrades later on. So it's pretty important to know how this tower works and how much money it generates for you. You can see up here in the corner, in the right, how much money it's already generated for me. And of course, if you buy more than one banana farm, you'll just get twice as much money for it. Yeah. Each path of the banana farm, each upgrade path, generates money in a slightly different way than the other ones, but they all will generate money regardless. So it's not too complicated. As long as you just get a banana farm, you'll just be making money. So it's not like a super complicated mini game or something like that. It's just a different mode of playing the game, I would say. So as we make some more money with the banana farm and we upgrade our towers, I'll mention what the other buffs of the village do. So this one will just buff the radius of the village itself, so you can fit more monkeys within its range. The grow blocker will prevent any regrow balloons in its radius from regrowing. Now, I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about regrow balloons, but they're the balloons that look like hearts. They're a little bit bigger than the normal balloons, but they have the same colors, they just look like hearts. And what they do is they regrow the layers of the balloons that have already popped. So if you have like these black balloons here, if they were regrow balloons and you didn't attack them fast enough, they would actually regrow their layers and come back to being black balloons after a while. Which can be pretty problematic if you don't know how to handle regrow balloons. But if you do, they're not really that much of an issue. What was I thinking of? The monkey business buff will provide a bit of a discount to any upgrades for the monkeys in its in its radius, as long as the upgrades are tier 3 or less. And then this one, the monkey commerce upgrade, will provide a further discount for that for those monkeys. So it's just a bigger discount. Radar scanner will allow any monkeys in the radius to detect camo permanently, as long as they stay in the radius of the village. And then jungle drums will increase attack speed of all the monkeys in the radius. And I won't talk about the later buffs because they're kind of specialized and kind of specific in their uses. But they're all pretty useful, and they all help out with like late game stuff, or you know, doing more damage, or just buffing monkeys in certain ways. So it's all good. It just doesn't really need to be talked about right now because I just don't really need those buffs right now. This might be a bit of a problem, maybe? Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Alright. That was pretty good. It's kind of tough to just rely on support monkeys alone. We got the job done just fine. I almost just started another game. We were actually overtime for this episode, so... I'm gonna cut it there, call that episode 4. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.